welcome. Thank you ever so much for being here. I do appreciate the biggest investment that you can make, and that is your investment in time. And, I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to try my best to make sure that your return on your investment in being here, albeit only about 15 minutes, is really substantial. So it's great to have you here. Today we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube and LinkedIn. We're also on my podcast, so welcome to podcast listeners. Again, we're streaming on iTunes, on Amazon Music, and about 30 other different streaming platforms, which altogether gives us about 7,000 people are going to watch this or listen to this episode, which it just blows me away. I think it's absolutely incredible that, we can do this with the technology that we've got today. So today I'm going to be talking to you about 10 ways to increase sales. Why am I doing that? Well, really, because, being good at selling is the key to your success, full stop. We've got a lot of people out there who are good at doing what they do operationally, whether that's repairing cars, coaching people, advising people, and, so on and so forth. But what they're not often good at is two things. One is the financial side of their business, so they don't manage the money effectively. And then the other one is the marketing side, or the sales and marketing side, which is basically, creating and converting leads, as I really like to call it, more than sales and marketing, really. That's what we're doing. We're creating and converting leads. So today, as I said, I'm going to come up with 10 ways to increase sales for you. Some of which you'll go, oh, well, yeah, I know that, Steve. And, I know you know that already. But what I do also know is that you probably, if you're like 99% of the businesses that I speak to, you're probably not doing it as well as you could, so, some of the ideas, I've got a very good friend, a guy called Peter Thompson, and he does a similar thing to me. And, Peter starts off virtually all his training sessions with, today we're here to learn some new ideas and to relearn what we already know. And that is, for me, it's very profound. It's very simplistic, but it's also very true. We might know it, but are we doing it? Are we actually using it? So without further ado, sit back, relax, and listen to me talking about the 10 ways, not the only 10 ways, but 10 good ways to get more sales. So number one, and this is about as simple as it comes, and it probably is, one of the biggest mistakes that there is, and it comes down to two words: do more. That's right, you heard it right. Do more. You got to do more. One of the biggest reasons for lack of success in sales, in marketing, is people don't do enough. They just don't. I hear people all the time say, well, I'm on LinkedIn, Steve. And I say, all right, what do you do? Well, we post on there once a fortnight. That's like going to the gym once a fortnight. It ain't really going to build those muscles or get you to lose weight or whatever it is you want to do. We've got to do more. This is probably, if you left now, I hope you go and do more, because this is the most important thing that I think I could teach you. So do more. That is really, really important. So what am I talking about? Really, I'm talking about do more social media, do more email marketing, do more picking up the phone, do more going to networking events, do more to drive traffic to your website, and so on and so forth. Okay? So do more. Number two, get better at it. So as well as doing more, you could be doing more on LinkedIn, but it could be rubbish. So you need to become better at it. Again, such an important thing. If you want a better business, you need to become, number one, a better marketer. Number two, better at selling. And number three, a better business owner. And yet when I talk to businesses, they tell me, well, no, I've not really had time to do any sales training. No, I've never been trained in LinkedIn. I don't know what to do. Management training. No, I've never done any management training. I'm too busy, making it, shipping it, selling it, and so on and so forth. So they finish up 10 years, 20 years down the line, having had a job and not really a business, not ever really made the money that they intended to make. So get better at what you do. Number 3, follow up. Follow up. People go, oh, I don't like, I don't want to pester people. I don't want to, keep on. Why not? That's how you're going to win business. But I all the time, a lead comes in and people follow up once and they don't manage to get through to them. They follow up again and perhaps again. And that's basically it. That is their follow-up strategy. And yet statistics are, so I'm told, whether I believe this, I never really know, but, so they say sort of thing, that 8 sales, sorry, let me get this right, 75% of sales are made after the 8th touch, the 8th time somebody's communicated, and yet most people give up after 3. So speak to more people, follow people up. How many people have you spoken to on LinkedIn this month? That's a really good question, because you need to speak to people. Next question. How many people have you followed up who you've sent an email out to maybe 5,000 people? 1,000 of them have opened it up, and 150 of them have gone to your website to find out more. Now, if that isn't, your knowledge of that somebody's interested, they've opened it up, they've read it, they've clicked on a link, gone to your website to find out more. Don't they deserve a phone call? Absolutely they do. So follow up, speak to those people. Number 4 is just, it sort of links to number 3, but it's speak to more people. Get yourself out there. Let me tell you this, the more people you speak to, the more money will end up in your bank. So, get yourself out there. Now, I don't mind what that is. That's up to you. But I'm thinking things like networking, exhibiting, going to exhibitions and, just walking around, speaking to people. It could be socially at the golf club, at the tennis club, at the whatever it is you do club. Go and talk to current customers, past customers. Give out business cards. You should be giving out business cards to your friends and family. There, I've said it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't they want to help you? They would, but they don't really know that you're, looking to grow your business. You always seem busy. So get yourself out there as much as you can. Use video. Video is so incredibly powerful. I get about a 40% increase on conversion. If I send an email out, compared with sending an email out with a video on it, I get about a 40% increase in conversion when I use video. So why wouldn't I use that? Why wouldn't you use that? Don't give me the excuse of, I don't like being on video. I don't think anybody likes it. Maybe a few do. But you know what? It's powerful. It's incredibly powerful. And I strongly recommend that you use video in your marketing, on your website, in your social media, on your email, on your blogs, and so on and so forth. Next one, get testimonials. Get testimonials. So, again, so powerful. I can sit here and tell you how great my results mastery program is and why you should be on it and so on and so forth. But I believe, I don't know whether you do, but I believe if I've got a client who's been on the program, which I do have, by the way, who's made a lot of money, that's much more powerful what they say than anything I could say. if somebody's on my program and they say, look, I've been on Steve's program for 6 months, and in that time, I've grown my business from 100 grand to we're on target for 300,000 this year. Now, that is so incredibly powerful. I've got one testimonial from a guy who said, I came along to Steve's LinkedIn workshop, I paid him 150 quid, and I've made 45 million pounds as a result of it. And that is true, by the way. It's a constant source of, why didn't I charge him commission in my mind? But anyway, I didn't. He paid me 150 quid to come along for a day. And did a load of marketing. He took action, and won 52 million pounds worth of business 6 months later. So not a bad return on investment. But just getting back to testimonials, they are so powerful, guys. It's all very well getting them, but it's using them as well. I've got, I think, 150 testimonials on LinkedIn. What do I do with them? Well, you'll find them all over my website. You'll find them on my document that I could send to you just to show you if you want. Just email me and I'll send you a document that's called Don't Take My Word for It. It's actually about 30 pages on a PDF full of testimonials and case studies. I call it my best form of marketing. So, just think about that for a minute. Next one, post more. Post more on social. I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk recently, who's one of the world's leading marketing, sales, PR, business development guys. I've also listened to Grant Cardone recently. I've listened to Frank Kern recently. I've listened to Ted McGrath recently. And I probably could name you another half dozen of the world's leading sales, marketing, business advisor type people. And they all say, if you're not posting 5 to 15 times a day, you're leaving a load of money on the table. How about that? 5 to 15 times a day. Often people don't do 5 to 15 times a week or a month even. Most businesses don't do 5 to 15 times a month. That is for sure. And if you're doing that, you need to do more. You simply do. So post more. Number 8, become better at closing. I was at a seminar a little while ago up in Birmingham, and I had 1,000 people in the room, and I said to people, hands up, who's responsible for sales? I virtually got 1,000 hands. I said, okay, hands up, who has done any sales training in the last year? I got about 50 hands. 950 of these people who were allegedly salespeople could not be asked to get any sales training in the last 12 months. Now, do you know what? If I was their boss, I'd sack them. And if they're a business owner, they should be ashamed of themselves. Because, being good at selling is one of the fundamental skills of running a business. And yet they can't even be bothered doing any training. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I do it every day. Every day. Never a day goes by I don't do something. 7 to 7:30 every morning is sales training. That's what I do. And that, for me, is what works. So become better at closing. Know what your objections are. It's too expensive. I can't afford it. The time's not right. Come back to me in 3 months' time. Need to speak to my partner. There's only a handful, or perhaps 10 different objections, and you need to be really good at handling those objections. Most people just wing it. They have no clue what they're going to say when somebody says, I want to think about it. And it's about developing a system, which is number 9. What is your sales system? If it's, most people buy after 8 contacts, then you should hopefully have a sales system that includes at least 8 different things where you're going to keep in touch with people. If you haven't, but you did have, that could make a massive difference to your business. So develop a sales system. And lastly, I've kept the best, I believe, to last, and I want to talk to you about what I believe is the best form of marketing on the planet, and that is referral. Referral, or word of mouth as it's sometimes called. You need a system, you need something in place to win more business. Most business owners, system for winning business from referral is to do a good job and hope that people will recommend them. I here to tell you now that hope is not a strategy. Hope is hopeless. If you've got 100 customers, let's say, and it doesn't just apply to customers, it can be prospects, networking contacts, LinkedIn contacts, and so on. They could all recommend you, but let's just take 100 customers. You probably got 10 of them that recommend you on a regular basis, 2 of them that wouldn't, because nobody's perfect. That leaves 88% of them that would recommend you. They just don't. Why don't they? Because they don't wake up every morning thinking, I wonder who I can recommend Steve Mills to today. They just don't do that. So until and unless I'm proactive and have a system in place to win more business from this massive group of people who could recommend me, but they just don't, again, leaving a massive pot of gold sitting on the table just waiting for me to ask for it. Okay, so that's it. That's my 10 ideas. I hope that was of value. But most of all, going back to number 1, I hope you blooming well use it. I can tell you now, you've just wasted 18 minutes. If you go, oh yeah, that was interesting, and then carry on doing what you've always done, you'll always get the results that you've always got. Actually, that's no longer true. If you carry on doing what you've always done, in this tough times, you're probably not even going to get what you've always got. So you need to focus. You need to be good. You need to follow those 10 things, and probably a load more in truth. Now, if you do want to know more from me, what I'd suggest you do is to book a meeting with me. I'd be very happy to have a one-to-one meeting. We can have a chat for about half an hour. I want to talk to you about my results mastery program. I don't want to be hard selling and pushing it and so on and so forth. What I'll do is demonstrate my expertise some further, so give you some ideas and ways in which you can grow your business. And then at the end of it, if you want to go ahead and sign up, then great. So next action, go to my website, steve-mills.com, click on one of the gold buttons. That'll give you access to my online diary. We can book a Zoom meeting, and we can be chatting later this afternoon. So book a meeting anytime you like. Look forward to speaking to you. Thanks for sticking with me, and look forward to our meeting in due course. Thanks very much.